Hi everyone, I'm Rob Ladd of the Cavalier Sports Report at Johnson County Community College. Last weekend, the women's volleyball team advanced to 27-5 on the season and capped off the weekend with their 6th straight district championship. Here to recap the season and preview the postseason is head coach Jenny I. Coach I, thanks for being here this morning.
Thanks for having me.
At the beginning of the season, you said that you thought leadership was going to be the strength of this team. How do you feel like the sophomores did leading the freshmen through the year, and did any freshmen, step up and maybe surprise you a little?
Our sophomore group is a good, close-knit group, leading with Nikki Speck. She's our captain. Allie Jacobson, their setter, she's kind of the quarterback of the volleyball team. They have really stepped up along with Erin Hardy. In that libero role. Their leadership has really helped the freshmen stay on track with our vision and where we want to be, and so far so good.
Okay, so you lost 5 matches throughout the season, but 2 of them went to Division I teams. Do you intentionally schedule Division I squads so that your squad can see what an upper echelon kind of a really tough competition is going to be like?
Yes. Actually, the Florida tournament is an awesome tournament. We are the only Division II team invited to that tournament, and it's a very competitive tournament. They had all nationally ranked Division I teams there, and it was great for us to see that. We played Iowa Western. We lost to them in 5. Again, great competition, tough match for us to lose because we were up 2 sets, but I think we learned a lot from that. Also, we played in the final match for the tournament there was Florida State College. We lost to them in 3. Again, very strong team. They're actually both going to the Division I national tournament. So it was really good competition, and it was a good gauge to see where we're at and what we needed to work on.
And I know you said that there were times in the season where it was kind of hard to gauge just how good the team was, but I think you finished pretty strong and were maybe a little bit surprised with the seed that you got going into districts.
Absolutely. When we were ranked 1, again, we didn't really put much weight into it, but I think it's still that we're number 1, we look good kind of thing. And then we came to our home tournament and lost to Iowa Lakes. Very good team. We were not ready for that, and I think part of that was not playing as challenging teams that pushed us. So we were a bit surprised by that, and then lost to Highland in conference. But when we came back and beat Cali, that really set the tone for the district tournament, being seeded 1, and that atmosphere in that game was phenomenal.
Now, Iowa Lakes and the last rankings, they were number 2 in the Division II nation. You guys are number 3. You've played most of the teams that are ranked in the top 10. Do you think that gives you any kind of advantage going into the postseason?
Actually, I do. The more teams that you can get exposure to see during the regular season, the better, especially when you qualify for nationals, and most likely they do too. So you have film on them, you get a chance to prepare for them, you get a chance to see what matchups might be during the match. However the seeding is, we don't know how we're going to be, but beating Cali, who was number 1 ranked, and we were number 3, there is a good chance we could be ranked number 1 for the tournament. And again, we'll see, because seedings don't come out, I think, until tomorrow or Wednesday.
Yep, and you've got kind of an odd layoff in between your matches over the weekend and the first games in nationals, which I believe are on the 18th. So almost 2 weeks. There's probably 12 days in between games. What are you going to do between now and then to keep your team fresh?
Well, today we're working on academics. It's a lot of preparation because these girls have such a huge commitment to volleyball, but their academics come first. So we're really working on what needs to be taken care of while we're away. We'll be practicing our normal schedule and whatnot. We actually leave on Tuesday, so it's a travel day next week on the 16th. And then when we get to Wisconsin, we get an hour time on Wednesday to practice, just so you get familiar with the facility. We try to stay true to what we're doing here. Probably a little bit more pressure situations in practice, and once seedings come out, have an idea of who we're playing and maybe prepare on what we're most likely going to see in the first match.
What are you going to tell your team when you get to nationals? Because you've got maybe probably some expectations, whether you put them on the team or not. They see the same rankings that I see and that you see. You've beat many of the top teams in the nation. What do you tell your team going into the national tournament?
I truly believe that each time that you take a match, you take that match for what it is. And it's like any other match. You need to prepare, you need to know what you need to do in order to win, but you also need to make sure that you make those adjustments that need to be made during the match. So we pretty much take each team at a time and not try to look too far ahead, because that's when you really tend to be unprepared or you just get beat.
Yep. Coach, thanks so much for making time for us this morning. I know you're busy and you've got a lot to do before Nationals come up. Thanks again and good luck.
Thank you so much.
Wish the women's volleyball team good luck. They head up to Dells, Wisconsin for the national tournament in less than 2 weeks. For Coach Jennifer I am Rob Ladd. This is the Cavalier Sports Report. We'll see you next time.